I was assigned to the infantry, and mostly I walked either point for the group or carried an M79 machine gun, or an M79 grenade launcher. I'm sorry, and we usually did that. We spent our time during our assignments. We didn't have a particular assignment. We were part of what they call the air cav, which meant that they would pick us up and take us to whatever hotspot there was, wherever there was a battle going on. And we would land usually when a helicopter about 1,000 clicks away from that battle, and then we would proceed to that battle zone. And until that one was cleaned up, then we would stay there until that was cleaned up, and then they would usually move us out and take us to another one. So we were in a battle zone mostly all the time we were over there. We were actually participated in over 100 different battles during the time that I was there in 10.5 months. So.
Okay.
And we started out from what they call the DMZ, which is a demilitarized zone, and moved south as far as north as you can go. We moved south and down to the place around where Laos is, and we're close to the Cambodian border there. So we were from the north end almost completely down to the south end of South Vietnam before we were done. Well, basically what happened was we were on an assignment that was close to the Cambodian border, and they decided that they wanted us to go out on this highway, which was Highway 1 there, which was on the other side in the Cambodia border, and count the number of trucks. So they sent the three of us, Bill Baham, myself, and Earl Longstreth, along with the radio guy, Clancy from Texas, and sent us out to count trucks. Well, we got close to where we were going to go for set up for the evening to count those trucks, and they called us back because they didn't have any firepower. If we got in some trouble, they couldn't support us. Mm-hmm. So they pulled us back into a wooded area, which was maybe 100 yards from the highway. Well, while we were there in that evening, the trucks just kept coming, and they were supplying the North Vietnamese, and they kept coming along the highway. And before we were done there, and probably about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, while we were in this woods, we always pulled a 3-man guard, 2 hours on, 2 hours off. And while we were there, we heard rumblings in the woods. So lo and behold, before we do it, there was a small group of Vietnamese that were in that area. We didn't know how many were, but they were walking from here within 10 feet of us. So it was probably one of the most scariest nights since I was over there, because we could have been captured and been prisoners of war, and we luckily got out the next morning. We were able to get back to our unit and stuff. So. Well, the fear of losing a friend, because if you talk to a person that was in the infantry, most of them will tell you that they were there to make sure their buddies got home. And the thought of losing a friend over there that you'd gained, and you didn't really get too close to people, because from the time I was there, in the 10.5 months that I was there were actually 28 killed during that time frame, from the time I got there till the time I left. 11 of them were killed on March the 9th when I was wounded, and got to come back. But the fear of losing that, and it happened to me we were on the Ho Chi Minh Trail, and the guy's name was James Brown. He was from Chicago. He wasn't the original James Brown, but his name was James Brown. And he got shot, what I thought was a headshot. And he was right next to me. And we were in a firefight, and I thought sure he was gone. He fell to the ground, and I thought he was gone. And So myself and a couple others charged to make sure that we could take care of the people that were out there that was causing all the problems. And by the time we had got that area cleaned up and the firefight settled down, he came back. They were there with a helicopter to medevac him out. He wasn't dead, but I never saw him again after that. He never came back to the field. He was gone. But he wasn't killed, because when I finally got the chance to go to the Vietnam Wall, which was 30 years after I'd been in Vietnam, I checked the names and he wasn't on there. So
That's good. That's good.
I received 3 Purple Hearts, 1 for being shot, and then I had 2 for shrapnel. When I came back, I just couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with the reality. All I wanted to do was be free. I just wanted to run as fast as I could and get nowhere. And that's the shame of it. When I came back, I was a mess. I was an absolute mess. When they've recognized that when you come back, you're not the same person as when you left. When I left, I was just had graduated from high school. And when I came back, I'd seen 28 people die. And never even, I didn't even realize that until our 41st reunion, when we put one of the gentlemen that wrote the book, Jerry Rohr, he put together a PowerPoint presentation with the dates and times, or dates that individuals were killed while we were over there. So it's something that I didn't get over.